Welcome back to our exploration of Rosicrucian wisdom. In part one, we uncovered how this profound spiritual science was prepared centuries ago for our modern age. Today, we delve into the cosmic drama of human evolution and discover how ancient mystery knowledge has been transformed to meet contemporary needs. The transition from ancient to modern spirituality represents one of the most significant developments in human consciousness. In earlier epochs, spiritual knowledge was confined to secret schools and mystery centers, accessible only to carefully selected initiates. These individuals underwent years of rigorous training to develop the clairvoyant faculties necessary for direct spiritual perception. The system worked perfectly for its time, but a fundamental change was approaching. As human consciousness evolved toward greater individuality and rational thinking, the old methods of spiritual transmission would no longer suffice. People would demand to understand spiritual truths with their thinking minds, not simply accept them on authority. The Rosicrucian preparation addressed this challenge by developing new forms of spiritual communication that could satisfy both heart and mind. They recognized that future seekers would need to test spiritual teachings against logical reasoning while still maintaining openness to supersensible realities. One of the most remarkable discoveries of spiritual science concerns how spiritual knowledge propagates through humanity. A fundamental law governs this process. Once a spiritual fact has been discovered by a genuine clairvoyant investigator, it becomes accessible to others only after they have learned about it through conventional means. This law ensures that no individual can become spiritually isolated or develop megalomania through unique access to hidden knowledge. Even the most advanced clairvoyant cannot perceive spiritual realities that have already been discovered unless they first familiarize themselves with previous investigation. This creates an invisible bond of brotherhood among all genuine spiritual seekers across time and space. This principle explains why spiritual science must be communicated through lectures, books, and teaching before students can verify it through their own experience. The divine beings who guide human evolution have established this law to prevent spiritual pride and ensure that all progress benefits the entire human community. Understanding this law reveals why the Theosophical movement emerged when it did. The masters of wisdom, recognizing that humanity was approaching a crucial evolutionary threshold, began releasing previously guarded knowledge to prepare for the spiritual needs of coming generations. This was not arbitrary, but a carefully timed response to humanity's developmental requirements. Perhaps no aspect of Rosicrucian teaching is more practically relevant than its description of human experience after death. This knowledge transforms how we understand the purpose of earthly life and the relationships we form with other souls. When death approaches, the etheric body separates from the physical for the first time since birth. This moment triggers a comprehensive panoramic review of the entire lifetime. Every experience, from earliest childhood to the final moments, passes before consciousness, simultaneously rather than sequentially. This review continues for as long as the individual could have remained awake during life without sleep, typically 2 to 3 days. Following this review, the soul enters a region called Kamaloka, where it gradually releases its attachment to physical existence. This process involves experiencing the effects of all actions performed during earthly life, but from the perspective of those who were affected. Every act of kindness creates joy. Every harmful deed generates corresponding suffering. This is not punishment, but education. The soul learns through direct experience how its choices impacted others, developing the moral sensitivity necessary for future incarnations. The duration of this process equals approximately 1/3 of the previous lifetime, during which the soul prepares impulses for making amends in future lives. After completing this purification, the soul ascends to the spiritual world proper, Devachan, or the spirit land. Here begins the most creative period of post-mortem existence. The soul reviews all positive experiences from the recent life and uses them to construct the blueprint for a new incarnation. This archetypal pattern determines the fundamental characteristics of the future personality and life circumstances. Earth's evolution unfolds according to a vast cosmic plan that encompasses multiple planetary embodiments and billions of years of development. Our present planet represents the fourth stage in this cosmic journey, preceded by three earlier phases called Old Saturn, Old Sun, and Old Moon. Each planetary phase develops specific aspects of human nature. Old Saturn established the foundation for the physical body, though it consisted only of warmth substance without the solid matter we know today. Old Sun added the etheric or life body, creating the basis for biological existence. Old Moon contributed the astral body, bringing consciousness and the capacity for sensation. Only on Earth was the ego or I principle added, making possible individual self-consciousness and moral freedom. This represents the culmination of vast cosmic processes involving countless spiritual beings at various stages of their own evolution. Understanding this cosmic perspective reveals that human development is intimately connected with the evolution of other kingdoms of nature. Minerals, plants, and animals are not simply resources for human use, but fellow travelers on the great journey of consciousness development. Each kingdom represents spirit manifesting at different levels of materialization. The mineral kingdom, though apparently lifeless, actually conceals the most advanced spiritual beings, whose consciousness operates in the highest spiritual realms. Plants embody spiritual beings whose awareness functions in intermediate spiritual regions. Animals express group souls that exist in the astral world, while humans alone possess individual spiritual identity centered in the ego. The central event of Earth's evolution occurred approximately 2,000 years ago with the incarnation of the Christ being in Jesus of Nazareth. This was not merely a human historical event, but a cosmic occurrence that transformed the entire spiritual environment of Earth and its surrounding sphere. Prior to this event, the highest spiritual being connected with Earth's evolution dwelt in the sun and could only be perceived by advanced clairvoyants who directed their consciousness toward solar regions. Zarathustra called this being Ahura Mazdao, the great aura, and taught that he would eventually descend to Earth itself. Moses encountered this same being in the burning bush and on Mount Sinai, receiving the revelation of the I Am, the fundamental principle of individual consciousness that would eventually be developed by all humanity. The name revealed to Moses was considered so sacred that only the high priest could pronounce it in the innermost sanctuary of the temple. When Christ Jesus died on Golgotha, this cosmic being united permanently with Earth's spiritual atmosphere. The blood flowing from the wounds of the crucified Redeemer carried the Christ impulse into Earth's aura, where it remains accessible to all human souls seeking spiritual connection. This event transformed not only life on Earth, but also conditions in the spiritual world where souls dwell between incarnations. Before Christ's sacrifice, the afterlife experience had become increasingly dark and empty, especially for souls who had become attached to physical existence. The spiritual world seemed cold and barren compared to the vibrant material life they had left behind. Christ's descent into the underworld, the harrowing of hell mentioned in Christian tradition, brought light and warmth to these spiritual regions. Souls could again find orientation and community in the afterlife, ensuring that love and brotherhood would continue developing rather than withering away. Reincarnation and karma operate according to precise spiritual laws that ensure justice and evolutionary progress throughout successive lifetimes. These are not arbitrary beliefs, but observable phenomena for those who develop the necessary clairvoyant faculties. Karma manifests in two primary ways. Internal karma affects character formation, talents, and fundamental life attitudes. External karma determines life circumstances, family relationships, nationality, and major life events. What appears as natural ability in one life often represents the fruit of intense effort in previous existences. Similarly, life challenges and disabilities frequently represent opportunities to develop capacities that were neglected or misused in earlier incarnations. Physical illnesses often trace back to harmful habits or attitudes from previous lives. while positive health and vitality reflect past lives lived in harmony with spiritual laws. The interval between incarnations varies considerably based on individual development and cosmic conditions. Souls reincarnate only when Earth's cultural evolution has progressed sufficiently to offer new learning opportunities. This explains why the time between lives has increased as civilization has become more complex and varied. During the interval between lives, souls often connect with other planetary spheres to develop specific qualities needed for future incarnations. Those requiring courage might sojourn in the Mars sphere, while souls needing wisdom could connect with Jupiter's spiritual influence. Venus offers lessons in love and beauty, while Saturn provides experiences in perseverance and responsibility. Ancient initiation involved dramatic procedures that are no longer necessary or appropriate for contemporary consciousness. In earlier times, candidates were placed in death-like trances for 3.5 days, while their spiritual bodies explored supersensible realms under the guidance of hierophants. Modern initiation achieves the same results through gentler methods that respect the different constitution of present-day humanity. 3 primary paths are available, each suited to different temperaments and cultural backgrounds. The Oriental path emphasizes wisdom and meditation, leading through progressive stages of consciousness expansion. However, this approach can be dangerous for Western bodies and nervous systems, which have been conditioned by centuries of active intellectual development. The Christian path works primarily through devotion and heart development, gradually opening higher faculties through love and reverence. This approach requires exceptional moral purity and selflessness, making it accessible to relatively few individuals in our materialistic age. The Rosicrucian path combines intellectual understanding with will development, making it most suitable for modern seekers. Students learn to think clearly about spiritual realities while simultaneously developing the inner strength to transform their own nature consciously. All paths ultimately lead to the same goal, the development of reliable spiritual perception combined with enhanced moral sensitivity and practical effectiveness in daily life. The modern initiate does not withdraw from the world, but becomes a more conscious and capable participant in human evolution. Understanding Rosicrucian principles transforms every aspect of existence, from personal relationships to professional activity. Recognizing that all experience serves evolutionary purposes helps maintain equanimity during both pleasant and challenging circumstances. Every encounter with another person represents a karmic opportunity for mutual development. Conflicts often arise because souls need to resolve imbalances from previous incarnations, while harmonious relationships may represent rewards for past mutual service. Physical health and illness take on new meaning when understood as expressions of spiritual causes operating across multiple lifetimes. This does not promote fatalism, but rather encourages taking responsibility for one's overall development rather than seeking only symptomatic relief. Professional work becomes a form of spiritual service when approached with proper understanding. Every occupation offers opportunities to develop specific capacities needed for the soul's evolution. The key is performing all tasks with consciousness of their deeper significance in the cosmic plan. Even material possessions and financial circumstances reflect spiritual laws at work. Wealth and poverty both present distinct challenges and opportunities for character development. Neither is inherently good or evil, but both require wisdom to navigate constructively. We stand at a crucial threshold in planetary evolution. The materialistic phase that began in medieval times is approaching completion, and increasing numbers of people are experiencing spontaneous spiritual opening. However, without proper preparation and understanding, these experiences can lead to confusion or even psychological disturbance. This is precisely why Rosicrucian wisdom is emerging more openly today. The careful preparation made centuries ago by Christian Rosicrucian and his followers is now bearing fruit as humanity becomes ready to receive spiritual science in rational form. Future cultural developments will gradually integrate spiritual understanding with practical life, leading to new forms of education medicine, social organization, and economic activity. The artificial separation between science and spirituality will dissolve as consciousness itself is recognized as the fundamental reality underlying all phenomena. The next great step in human evolution involves developing what can be called clairvoyant thinking, the ability to perceive spiritual realities while maintaining full rational clarity. This capacity will eventually become as natural to human beings as current sensory perception, opening entirely new possibilities for human cooperation and creative achievement. What we've explored in these two episodes represents the eternal wisdom that has guided human development from the beginning of time, now clothed in forms appropriate for modern consciousness. The same truths taught in ancient mystery centers are available today to anyone willing to approach them with sincere seeking and patient study. The beauty of Rosicrucian wisdom lies in its practical applicability. These are not abstract theories, but living realities that can be verified through careful observation and inner development. Every individual can begin immediately to test these principles through meditation, study, and conscious attention to the deeper patterns operating in daily life. Understanding your place in the vast cosmic drama transforms every moment from random occurrence to meaningful experience in an infinite curriculum of consciousness development. Every challenge becomes an opportunity, every relationship a classroom, every day a step forward in the great journey towards spiritual freedom and wisdom. The Rosicrucian stream continues to flow through humanity, adapting its forms to meet changing needs while preserving the essential truths that alone can satisfy both mind and heart. In recognizing and following this stream, you join the ranks of those who work consciously for the spiritual advancement of all humanity. This is the true purpose of spiritual science, not personal aggrandizement or escape from responsibility, but preparation for greater service in the ongoing work of cosmic evolution.